Start streaming. Okay, are we up? Give me that sweet, excellent connection. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And give me this link. I really wish I could change the thumbnail, but again, apparently YouTube only lets me do that once every 24 hours. At everyone. Paris, let's go. Paste. Everyone? Everyone. This fucking thumbnail's a Dream Diver one. Ignore that Dream Diver thumbnail. Okay. Let's pop out the chat and keep it on top. Oh, you know what I noticed? I was trying to play music from MuseOpen, but it doesn't seem to be playing. Do they have like a radio? Ah, yes, radio. Nice. Is it playing anything? There we go. Cool. Got the stream up, and we're gonna go to this. I think we're actually looking at this right now, but actually, the one thing is before we get into laying anything out, let me open up. So we have, this is Blender from last time, and I also have this. I'm gonna shrink this down. Shrinky dink. Okay. And maybe pop this on that side and this on this side. Yeah, that's what we want. Skinny Bandit says, how you feeling today, dude? You know, I'm still I'm a little lethargic. Yesterday I really did want to stream, but I was zapped. I was just so, like, my cognitive abilities were just like, couldn't focus on shit. Nothing was interesting. It was like, I didn't get very good sleep, I think, the night before, and I went really hard in the morning on a bunch of stuff. Also, I was supposed to go see a movie with my friend, and then that fell through, so that you know, that definitely, that played a factor in it. But doing okay now. I'm showing up. I'm doing okay. I would still like to say that I am putting energy into just showing up. Like, I really dragged myself over to the computer to play the music, to open OBS, to do some shit in the Discord. But I started, talking to some people in Discord and on Twitter and stuff, and kind of was like, okay, the world's moving without me, so let's get to it. How you doing today, Skinny Bandit? I'm just going to, I have my iPad open here. That's what this is here on the left. On the right. And what I gotta do first is, okay, this is Berlin, but we want to look at, we have the cafe here. We could design the interior of the cafe, that could be fun. But I really want to get out of the way is the design of the apartments in Paris. So I'm gonna make a new layer, and let's get black. And Skinny Bandit says, yeah, it do be like this sometimes. Indeed it do. So far so good, still learning Playmaker, but I'm doing fat progress. Sick. I love getting that fat progress in. Very nice. Here is a complimentary fat progress for, how do you spell that? 2 T's? Skinny Bandit. Okay, and then like a, oops, thumbs up. Is that how you draw a hand? I forget how you draw a thumbs up. Anyhow, let's clear this shit. Delete. All right, so interior of apartments. Let me see, is this good? Yeah. Maybe a little thinner. Like this. Interior of apartments. You shouldn't have. Mwah. I do have photos. I don't think I'm really gonna need those photos. There's a couple things happening here. Not only just the interior of the apartment. Make a little checklist here. So you have the apartment itself, right? Then you have lobby / stairwell. And this is really kind of what I want to figure out. I had a good one in the last game, I think. You know, that wasn't bad. That kind of is how it is set up. Maybe I will just replicate that. So we're just gonna draw it out for just so I have something to look at. And, let's see. Okay, so if you're on the street, right, this is the street, and you enter this door. There's a little bit of space to the side, and come on back like this. Something like this. I'm even trying to think of like, what did my place look like? I was staying at a few places in Paris, and they all did have like a different, whatchamacallit, like a different, like common area and like way to get in. This is the old design. This is from before I went to Paris, and I think it works still. So what happens is you walk in, and then you have the staircase that looks like this. Like this. So these are stairs, and these are stairs. And there's sort of an empty space in between with like hand railing. So it looks like that. Something like that. And then you have the landing, which, you know, that's strange because I actually don't remember. I guess the wall just kind of stops right there. So there is kind of like a piece of wall right here too. And then the door to the place is like right here. But actually, it's probably better if it's like this. This actually is kind of like the first apartment I lived at when I was in Paris. And then inside here is the apartment. All of this apartment. I hate how sloppy my writing gets when I'm writing on a tablet. Okay. And then, you know what it is too, is like, this is a back wall as well. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Because there's a landing right here. Something like this. So you can actually walk right there. And then the wall is actually right here. So it just goes down like that. Okay, so it looks something like this when you're walking up. Start here, you can walk through, come up here, come through there, and that's how you get into the apartment, or you keep coming around, and this is sort of a loop, the stairs. And I think that's okay, but one thing that it kind of loses, there's two benefits here. Or there's a pro and there's a con. The pro being that, let's see. Pro is that you can have more stories, or I should say floors, right? I always forget how to do this. How do I just delete that? Clear? Nope. I just have to do it this way? Shit, come on. Okay. more floors, and the con is that no peeking at neighbor. So the way I'm looking at this is that if there's only one apartment per floor, right? So if you get to the top of the staircase, and then that's one apartment, right? And then you have to go up to the next staircase to the next apartment, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, you pass by your neighbors, you know, like you might catch them on your way down or something like that. But there's not that little moment of this thing where it's like if there were two rooms on the same floor, you know, like if your doors were down the hall from each other, then you guys have an eye line from each other when you guys are either coming and going, right? You could see each other. So that doesn't happen if there's only one room per floor. Making maps is pretty chill, to be honest, but it can take so much time, dude. Yeah, for real. It really can. And it is kind of chill. It's fun, you know, because it's like, it's just all designy bits. The technical part of it is like so minor. So it's all creative stuff. It's all like, it's just problem solve like this, right? Like this is fun to go through the pros and cons, to think of all, you know, you're being creative with how to map something out. Like I love this idea of these two guys being able to see each other if they live on the same floor, but then at the same time, if I put 2 apartments per floor, I'm either going to have to make way more apartments or have a shorter building, a building with fewer floors, because I can't just have tons and tons of apartments. So I guess, you know, there is kind of this con is kind of misleading, because in actuality, you can still pass your neighbor, right? You could still pass by them. So maybe I do just stick with this. And so at the bottom floor we'll have, okay, I think we are just gonna go with this. So the next thing that I need to set up is the actual room layout. So when you walk in, excuse me, I think what I'm gonna have is single bedroom apartments. Before, the layout used to look a little bit something like this. Let's see, do I have, sometimes I think like it would be easier to just draw with a real fucking ruler. All right, got a ruler. So in Procreate, you can click and hold it for a while, and then it makes a straight line, right? But this, oops, oh shit, unless I put my fingers on it, maybe not. Let's see if this, maybe I have no choice. Yeah, because this already isn't feeling very intuitive and very slippery. And I can't even, wait, what the fuck? Oh, because it chose white. Stupid. Okay, maybe he doesn't use a ruler. God damn it. All right. Two-sided games. Sup, my Drilla English street vocabulary. Drilla. Driller? Oh man, that makes me want to play Deep Rock. You guys play Deep Rock Galactic? It's my fucking jam. Alright, so you go across like this. And say, so this is the old layout. It was like, and when you entered, there was a wall right here that went to the bathroom. Then there was a big sort of wall like that. And I imagine that the toilet was going to be right here. The sink was going to be right here. maybe the shower right here or something. And then over here, these were the doors to the patio. So this was the, the balcony. And you had the dining room table right here, chairs. And then you had a little side table right here. Then you had the couch. You had a coffee table, another couch, and another little table behind that one. And then you had another little table right here with a lamp and a phone on it. And then you had a bookshelf right here. I think this was like the little like library room. Oh shit, no, actually, hold on. I'm forgetting. There was a wall right here. And it kind of went like this. And there was something protruding like that as well. Okay, so this is all wall, and all of this is wall. How you doing, Two-Sided Games? I'm getting an electric acoustic guitar in 2 days, and then an amp for Christmas. I love it. How I still use 9th gen i3 9100. That's rad. Playing guitar. I have a real itch to also be playing guitar right now. I really would like to be playing. I play a little bit at night. Before I go to bed, I might kind of strum some shit on it. But I have that game Rocksmith, which is like Guitar Hero, except you can actually plug a guitar into an audio interface, and it just listens to the tones, and it'll people learn to play guitar with it. And maybe I should just, I don't know. What am I even waiting for? Why the fuck? I just get afraid that like I'm gonna get all obsessed with it, and then I'm gonna spend more time doing that instead of working on my game. But I think that's actually bullshit. I think I'll do it when I want to take breaks. Maybe I just need to bite the bullet. Two-Sided Games, you've inadvertently inspired me to start playing Rocksmith. What type of guitar you have? I don't know. What is it called? Here, I'll show you my guitar. 1 second. It's a Squire. Let's see. And it's like a small one. It's like a little baby bitch one. So my hands fit very comfortably around them. I'm not a little baby bitch, but sometimes my hands feel that way. So, in fact, sometimes my hands like absolutely dwarf this thing. It does feel like a toy a little bit, but it's very comfortable to hold in that way. So this is my guitar. Woo! Look, it still has the fucking tag on it because I don't know. I just never. I also have a bass. My bass is even smaller. I'd play this thing more. I'm getting really fucking distracted. Hold on, I need to get back to work. Alright, back to it. I have this plug-in for Flute Studio where I plug in my little amp and my bad guitar, and I have right now, and I can bind any instrument to it. Oh, that sounds fun. That's cool. So you have all these walls, and right here, so the old design, god damn it. The old design was that there was a door here and a door here, and they led to bedrooms. So if you can imagine something like this. And there's a bedroom in here. So bedroom, oops. And then this is the hall. I don't know why I would write hall there. This is the bathroom. And couch, table, and lamp, table, phone, dining table. Wow, my handwriting is so sloppy on these things. And then there was also going to be like, or not going to be, I put, and you guys have probably seen this during the streams, right? Like, there were the bookshelves there, and there was just nothing in that kitchen. That was always supposed to be the kitchen. So this was supposed to be kitchen. Okay, and this is books, and balcony. I think that's basically the setup. Oh shit! You still realize you got face cam. Oh, sorry. I just did all of that without you guys even seeing it. Sorry. Razor Edit says, "Hey bub, what's cooking?" Okay, so what is cooking is I was just I was mapping all this out. Well, now you get to see the finished product. You know, you kind of get to skip to the end. So and that whole time you got to look at my beautiful face. So right now what I'm doing is laying out the floor plans for the apartment. So this stuff right here, is there like a draw mode that is just kind of like for pointing at stuff? Or no? What's this? That's a smudge tool. Did I ever use the smudge tool? I feel like I didn't. Anyways, so all this, all this stuff is the floor plan for the old, these are the old floor plans for the Paris apartments. And the only difference that I really am thinking about making is nixing one of these bedrooms. So maybe making it a little smaller. What I could do is, let's get rid of this little diagram. And instead, how you doing, Razor Edits? I think your guitar is a Fender Squire Bullet Stratocaster. I know so little about guitars. Sonny helped me pick them out during the pandemic. I was like, all right, like let's do it. I was like, I'm gonna go all in. I also got these monitors at the same time. I got like three pedals. I got three really cool little what was it, like a fuzz, and I already forgot what they were, but I got a few cool pedals. Got a bunch of cables. Got a tuner and stuff. But man, I have not gotten the value out of them yet, because I rarely ever touch it. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How about you? You know, I'm all right. I'm doing better than I was yesterday. Yesterday was oh man, what a slog. What a slog. Even today I'm feeling a little I don't feel sick. That's not the thing, but it's kind of like I feel that same sort of lethargic feeling as when you are sick. So I try not to eat a bunch of bullshit for breakfast today. Kinda. Drinking lots of water. Okay. So if I could map out a tiny version of this, you know what I could do is I could probably just, let's say I grab this, right? And then copy it. Did it already copy? Yeah, cool. And I'll put it like right here. And really the only difference that I want to make is, like, what if I just nixed this bedroom? So there's only one bedroom. That's like a really big bedroom though. If I put a bedroom in here, it's going to take up this whole space. This layout kind of doesn't work. It doesn't really work out if I'm trying to do a one-bedroom apartment with that living room and dining room, kitchen, all that kind of combo stuff. I need to kind of have like a total makeover for this shit. It's just an opportunity waiting to be taken. Trust me. Yeah, exactly. I think, and I think I'm probably I am gonna install Rocksmith soon because I just want to play, man. Like sometimes I just want to jam out. Divided by nation, united by openly burping. Did I burp? It was the same with me. I bought one, put it back, and only just taken it seriously. Right. It's just kind of, it can sit there. And I think that's like the same thing for a lot of people with any type of thing that you end up learning, right? It's just like, it'll sit there until you have the determination to feel competent with it, right? Are you having enough fun to get over the learning thresholds? The map you made looks interesting. Are you going to explain the functions of it? Yeah. I'll do that right now, actually, as I go through this new iteration. Is that a player apartment? So all apartments in the game are open to both NPCs and players. At the start of the game, apartments are sort of randomly assigned to NPCs, and some will be occupied, some won't, and the ones that aren't occupied can be either, if it's an apartment, it could be leased by a player, or if it's a hotel room, it could be rented out by a player or whatever it is. So there'll be a whole like sort of what do you call it, like ecosystem of places to stay. I gotta go. I'll swing around. See you later. All right, two-sided games. I'll catch you later. Let's just fucking figure this out. How big is this? Let's make that a little smaller. Okay. What do I want? I want at least the dining room and the couch and table and all that stuff. Maybe what I could do is put the kitchen here instead, and then the bedroom. Yeah, maybe I could do that. I could put like maybe instead of putting this whole separate section right here where it's just like empty space and books, not cool. Instead, what I'll do is I'll get rid of this little table. What the fuck? There we go. I'll get rid of this little table, and I'll get rid of these. We're not going to have this anymore. In fact, we won't even have this anymore. Okay, all this goes away. And instead, it'll be that the bookshelf will be right here. Okay, so books, right? And this will be walled. Okay, so you still walk in there. And now the kitchen will be right here. There'll be a little doorway, and it'll take you into the kitchen, which is kind of like long, like this. That way it fits the dimensions. See, remember, it's a spy game, not a life simulator. It's not. It's not. I mean, the thing is, like, you know, I was talking about this with Sonny. I was telling him that, like, the best part of every spy story, of all the exciting bits, like all the drama, all the even the action stuff, right? All those best parts of spy stories, whether it's been in a film, TV series, comic book, or a book, the drama and excitement of spy stories comes out of the relationships with people, right? Like, otherwise it's all just this hollow mess of like gadgets and stuff. My least favorite spy story is the ones that even like just generally, right, for the general public, like the spy stories that don't do well are sort of the most mechanical and hollow, emotionless ones, the ones that pay very little attention to the characters. And so if you're going to make a spy game, then what you're going to want to do is set up, you know, character relationships. And if you're making a spy simulator, then you do need to simulate the lives of people. And so I'm trying to distill down these sort of these systems of a life, right? So it's like you do have to create some minor life simulator thing, and a part of that is like, if you're looking for someone, you don't want to know exactly where they live every time, and if you're going to be camping out in a city, you don't want to have the same place every time. So even if that means just, like I said, you know, that's why I had this thing, right? So when I was talking about this stuff of like how many rooms there are per floor, the reason that's a consideration is not just because of the drama of this part, right? The con, I was thinking like, okay, well, I want to be able to peek at my neighbor because that's exciting. But, you know, this part, the more floors thing, which was more of an economical thing, which is like, yeah, you want to go higher up because that's cool. You can overlook the city and that's like a gameplay thing. But also, because I don't want to have a bunch of apartments, you know, I don't want to create more work for myself. So yeah, designing this game is a balance between creating many unique and tiny little individual systems, but also mitigating how much sort of superfluous work that I need to do. So it's not so easy to just say that this isn't just a life simulator. Dio says, hello. Does Playmaker have an action that fades a sprite render color from one to another? Dio, you can use, I guess maybe Two-Sided Games that answered it for you. The tween fade, where you have two game objects. So there's also just tween color. Dio, you can use the tween color action, and it'll let you tween from whatever your normal color is, and you can set the second color to literally anything else as long as the alpha channel is 0. I'm trying C#. I have had Playmaker for years, but I never used it. It's just like those guitars. Yeah. I mean, it's a game changer. All the puns intended. Dio, there's an action. Okay, blah blah blah. Razor, you don't act like a spy in a life simulator. Right. Exactly. So I'm not trying to make a life simulator. You know, like all the things that I'm simulating in my game are very relative to the functionality of like the spy game, right? There's so many things that I could be simulating that I'm choosing not to, because it wouldn't make a spy game any more interesting. Like how hot, or, you know, if you go to a cafe, I could be simulating how hot or cold the food is. It's like, oh, do you get sick if it isn't cooked properly? Like, you could be simulating tons of things. Like, but I'm not going to do that because that doesn't make the spy part of things more interesting. Or, you know, whether or not there's a dirty dish, if there's like crumbs of a croissant on the plate from the last person who ate it, like, don't need to simulate that. That doesn't make the spy part any more interesting. And, you know, it's a gradient, you know, it's a balancing act, because there are some things where I go like, oh, that would be cool, but guess what? I have this whole, let's see, where is it? I have my Trello board, and then I have this only general notes section, and this is just where I put all of my wish list items. So every time I do have an idea that seems exciting to me, but it isn't super important, I just put it in here. Because the base game as it is now is already so fucking ridiculously dense. I already have lots of the things that I'm excited about programming. Thanks to Study Games, I'll check it out. Skinny Bandit says Playmaker is a great start. Trust me, C# is pretty overwhelming in my opinion. No problem. See you, Steven. See you later, Two-Sided Games. Razor, it said, so it's like you are going to rent an apartment in each city to find the target. You don't have to. I give you it's more, it's like an option. It's having a safe house. Like, you really, the big thing in the game is that I want to give players a wealth of ways to play the game, and then let them decide. So one of the ways that you could play is, because if you're considering like following somebody around, or if you have a lot of business to do in a single city, if you've come up with some strategy that says, okay, I'm going to be here longer than I am going to be other places, then you can't be out in public all the time. Because one of the core gameplay mechanics is that you're also constantly being hunted in a way. People are always on the lookout for you. So what you're going to want is, like, if you want to be in the same place all the time, you're going to want a private area. You're going to want somewhere where it's like you could lock a door behind you and stuff like that. And similarly, the people who you're up against also want that, whether they're an NPC or another player. It's either your friends playing, who are also going to be, going into their own little private places to do business, or NPCs, because, when, like, you guys know the whole the whole mechanic you saw on one of the previous streams. The thing is, when that agent catches me, right? He catches me, he drags me away, and then I wake up in a private place where he tortures me, right? So when I was designing that part, I just made a little throwaway prototype room, but in the game, it'll be that he takes you to his place, right? Because he's not going to just torture you out in public. Otherwise, your allies will catch him, and it doesn't work out that way. It has to happen in private. Similarly, if your allies are captured by somebody and interrogated and tortured in a private space, like, now if you want to find them, you have to go find the specific place where they took them. There isn't some guarantee, because how boring would that be, where it's like, oh, my partner's missing, I know exactly where they are every single time. It's like, okay, there's that one room in the game that doesn't change, where it's just like, that's where the enemy goes to torture people. That would be so boring. There's nothing, you're completely removing spy elements. You're completely removing the sort of, I don't know, the sort of earned power of the spy element. You want to empower the player, but not too much, because then it becomes cheap, like, it's like press A to pay respects. It's dumb stuff like that, where it's like, oh, you just give the player this scripted action where they have like all the power and they totally win, and it's just like, that stuff's so cheesy. You want your player to earn their power. Rent an apartment. I was thinking about a concept where we could stalk a girl, also her social media, to get to know her, what she likes, and how we approach her and all. Then I realized there's already a game like that. Jeez, Yandere Simulator. But then I realized my idea is different, because it's like innocent stalking and no violence, so games might sound similar. This ain't Life Simulator if it has so many features. Yeah, a stalking simulator. I haven't played Yandere Simulator. I've been following it. I used to follow the YouTube videos when he first put out YouTube videos, but then I totally fell off. And then years later, the next time I hear the name, it's like all that weird controversy shit about him and how he's an asshole and stuff. And I don't keep up with it anymore. But anyways, yeah, that's a fucked up concept, stalking simulator. And PSA, there's no such thing as innocent stalking. Sound really creeper. Lobolicious Luke says, do it, Razor. Stalking sim. Oof. Keep me out of that. Okay, so we have this basic layout that has the couch, right? Blah, blah, blah. Dining room. Okay, and then here's the kitchen. You can say that there's another window here. Oops. Having another window here, that would be nice. And the sink should just be right here, right? And perhaps like a counter. So maybe it can go like this. Oops. It's like this. And this is like a really fucking big kitchen though. So maybe the design is this instead. How about this? How about this? What if it goes like this, where there's a little extra space here. God fucking damn it. Too much space. There we go. Okay. There's a door right here, and that leads to the bedroom. And then instead, this could be split down the middle. There we go. That's the fucking design. And there's a window here. Counter goes all the way around, except right here, where there's a fridge in the middle. And the counter comes around like that. And then there's a wall in between here. And then this is the bedroom. And the bed could be like this, with two little nightstands. And then the dresser. And, or actually this would be, yeah, there'll be like a wardrobe here and a dresser here. Okay, I think that's a decent little design. Right. Let's see what we got here. There is a similar thing in Hitman games. I guess it was a hotel room where the target will choose a room and it's always random, so that mission always seems fresh. I see what you did there. Yeah, you know, it has to be dynamic, or else you fucking get used to it. Razor Edits, I don't know if maybe you've seen the first episode of my devlog where I show the original prototype for Memories of a Spy, like the OG super original prototype ever. And that was when things were more scripted, but there was still like a randomized element to it. And it was like, you know, I should honestly put that out. That'd be fun to just kind of put up on itch as like a little thing you can horse around with. But like, it's like three apartments, and the game randomly chooses one of them. And you could tell because it's the one with the light on. So you start downstairs and you look up and you just see which one has its light on. And you can also hear music coming from it. And yeah, so that gets randomized. The code to the safe that's in the room is also randomized. And there's like 3 different ways that you could finish it. But it was all just it was just super scripted. You know, they were puzzles. It was basically like a puzzle game that I made. Action puzzle, I guess. So it's a little, you know, like Hitman. You know, there's lots of variation for Hitman, but it's also very, very scripted. Razor Edits says, Hubblicious Luke, the original idea was we are a guy who is low confidence and we work up to talk to her. That's all, nothing PP. Okay. That's, yeah. That sounds better. Because everybody does a little bit of stalking. When you find out about somebody, you're kind of like, oh, I wonder what they're about. Look at their social media. You know, somebody sends you a DM. It's like, are you not going to look at their profile? I remember there was a mass shooting simulator. Gross. Yeah, there's all that really nasty shit that came out of it. And, you know, like, I laugh about it, and there is sort of a bit of, like, punk rock to the whole, like, stuff like that was happening on Newgrounds. But, I think those times are over. They're not over. People are still doing really heinous games and bullshit. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe I just grew out of it. Maybe honestly, yeah. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just something that's very alive and well, and I'm just glad to not be a part of it. I'm a school shooting sim. Yeah, I remember those. Like there was like a Pico school shooter, I think. Pico from Newgrounds. Bro, too deep. Haven't played it. Not school shooting, just mass shooting. It's called Hatred. Yeah. Yeah, that shit's gross, man. it really is gross. Like that Postal game and stuff. I even, I have to admit, I kind of went really soft at one point because I was just like, I don't even want to play GTA 5. I didn't want to play like any GTAs, but especially GTA 5 because it was the most realistic. It was set in the city that I'm lived in, so that's too much close to home. It was also like, it was during a time when there was like a lot of shootings. I mean, there's still always shootings happening, but it's just like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, how am I indulging in something like this? But then, I don't know, like a few weeks ago I fired up GTA 4 and yeah, I was totally just murdering innocent NPCs and cops. It's a weird thing for sure. I think it's mostly harmless, but it is also a little gross, It sounds more like a detective game if you put it like that, Razor Edits. Yeah, problem solving and following mysteries is a nice vague genre that can apply to all sorts of stuff. We have brains on our side, Hobo. It turned out the Hatred devs are neo-Nazis who would have thought, right? There was also... I jokingly said that I was gonna make a game called Race Wars. See, like, totally fucking wrong, but it's just like, just the idea of that is like, it's like really funny to me that like you would have like a slider that changes like your skin color and shit and like flags and all that and just like and it's just like a sim that just pits people against each other. And it was all funny, and it's still kind of funny to me until I Googled it, and there was some fucking asshole making a Race Wars game, and suddenly it wasn't funny anymore because where the perspective that he was making it from, it was like a white dude making this just really fucked up, like it was just a totally morally bankrupt, corrupt game. And then it stopped, he killed my joke. I was like, this isn't funny anymore. Like he had to actually do it and do it with an attitude that's just really gross. There's something about making, if you made a race war games where it's like everything's completely randomized, and nobody has like a genetic, buff, right? Where it's just like, no matter what, like the color of your skin reflects nothing on the performance of the NPC, right? If they were all just as equally weak or powerful, then you're kind of injecting something probably more positive than that, right? Like you're kind of, that becomes more satirical because now you're making a game called Race Wars where functionally none are better than the other, and it's a completely random outcome as to who wins, right? So now that's a way of calling bullshit on the idea. But he had to go do it, whereas I don't even want to tell you what happens. It's gross. It was fucking, yeah, people are shitty, man. Okay, so I think this is the layout. Let me write some things in here. We have bed, wardrobe. This is a dresser and fridge. Somewhere right here will be like, I guess like, I swear to God, like stove and oven or something, counter, cabinets all around, right? And then this is a window. Yeah, so okay. Yeah, we have brains on our side. Turned out to hate your dads. Postal 2 is pretty neat, but it's hardcore sometimes. Yeah, see, that's one too where I've seen gameplay of Postal and it's like there's something kind of funny. I know there's people out there who are like, oh man, there's this one thing in my life that annoys me, and wouldn't it be funny if I could just fucking blow that person? Like, I think it was like somebody taking what is it, like somebody, you know, those people with clipboards who are trying to like do surveys and shit, or hey sir, do you have a moment to listen to this and that, and then like they blow their brains out. Like, I kind of get that. There's some harmless, silly aspect to that, where it's like, oh, don't you hate when those annoying people, don't you just wish you could fucking bash their brains in or whatever? But also Postal 2, I think, it does teeter closer, I think, to that kind of like really just sort of hateful place of just grossness. As long as it's NPCs, it's fine. I don't know about that. Why does that change? Why does that make it any different from when you're doing it to another player? You know, it's all in a video game. I don't think that has anything to do with it. That's why I play Doom, folks. It's the most Christian game ever. Yeah, right. Like the Catholic Church loved The Exorcist. When The Exorcist came out, the Catholics went totally wild for it in a positive way. Which I find that kind of stuff so funny. Doom is amazing. Like, I don't care about like violent games. Like, sure, whatever. Like, violence can be fun. There's just like edgelords and shit out there that they're just so like, I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. It mostly just kind of, the only feeling that I get that it evokes from me is like sort of like grossed out by the person who made it, not the actual game, you know. Nobody cares about NPCs' feelings. I want to change that with Memories of a Spy. I have all the intention in the world of making people care about NPCs in my game. I just realized fridge is short for refrigerator. Yep, that's right. It's right on the edge. Okay, so is that it? You know, I'll add one more thing here. This is totally like, we'll see. But I think maybe along this wall, you could put another bookshelf, and then like I don't know. Maybe if I close this up enough, I won't need anything else, but maybe you put like a lamp here or something. We'll see. We'll see as I get closer to this. All right, I'm gonna send this picture to, or I guess I could just have it like that, huh? And I could screenshot it like this. That's useful. Okay, cool. And I'll close this for now. I think, right? Did I already have a layout for? Okay. Holy smokes, this shit takes so much fucking work. Let's put this, now you're all up in my face. Battle Royale is another layer of it. It's more popular because you're actually killing another person, human instincts. You know, I thought there was a feature in iPad where you could draw a rough line and it would turn into a straight line on cleaner notes. Yeah, you can. There is. That's what I was talking about earlier. That's why I use that instead of this. I have the ruler. I almost preferred the ruler over that feature, and it's only because it takes you draw the line and then you have to wait a second and then it straightens out, and that little second for me is killer. It's just like, and then it straightens, and then you can let it go. And the thing is too, like, the way it straightens, you don't have, it pivots around the first point. So it's just, it's not the best. I'll use it. It's helpful, but I truly do wish I could just do this on paper, because putting down a ruler and just going is like way easier, because you have an exact idea of where it's going to end up. Also, I do know that there's a guides feature on there, but then you have to turn on and off guides if it's like, yeah, like Procreate, I wouldn't say is it's definitely not made for quickly drafting something up the way I'm doing it. Or not even the way I'm doing it, but like just quickly drafting up shit like this. It's more made for quickly making fleshed out, really nice, you know, like art. It's meant for art. So yeah, okay. Yeah, it's annoying, to be honest, to wait. I mean, right? I wish you can lower the amount of time you have to wait. So with this made, I'm gonna save this picture and I'm gonna save it to Spy Game, layouts and sketches, and we'll call this Paris apartment, and I'll just give it a date. I have the original ones here, apparently. Oops. So here's the one I just did. Here's the old one. And damn, this is crazy. This is when I was like, oh yeah, there's all sorts of crazy shit in here. Civilians, the trumpet player out on the street. Back when there was gonna be a grocery store right here. Cafe was gonna be across the street instead. This is when I was gonna have dynamically dynamic floor plans. So whenever you load up the game, it'll create the apartments, like procedurally generated apartments, right? You have a living room, a dining room, 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, and a kitchen, and the order by which they connect to each other is randomized. That's not going to happen anymore. Oh man, this whole shit. This is a schematic for like what might be a detective game. I think you could make a detective game off of this. This seems like a confusing mess because it is. And this is the coded version of it. I made this thing first, this totally abstract thing, which is just like an alphanumeric code, which is supposed to represent literally anything. This 5 could be a photo, or it could be lipstick on a t-shirt. You know, like this was anything. And it was just, this is me sort of abstractly planning out how clues can lead you to different scenes, and how many sort of how many steps removed from a clue you could be before this. It's a really hard thing to explain, but this is this essentially, if you ever want to pause that and read that stuff yourself. But today I'm not doing any of that shit, and probably never will, because after Memories of a Spy, I think I'm done with mystery stuff. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna go with this right now. Notes can be only understood by the person who made them. Yeah, that is often the case, huh? Oh shit, man. You know what? I'm like fucking warm up in this. I realized it did start to get pretty warm today. I think it's in the 80s. Shit. Also gonna open my door. That's me using the tactics I've described to other people, which is like keep fresh air coming through. You want to get fresh air because your brain actually starts to shut down if it's just getting a bunch of CO2. And really, if you just close all your doors and just you're inside, you're not gonna suffocate, but you are just a CO2 machine. And eventually, the air in your room is gonna get like muggy and not as refreshing, and that definitely fucks with how your brain works. You know what? I can imagine that drinking this fucking carbonated water is also. So instead, I'm just gonna drink normal water. Okay. Anyways, I gotta go now. It's pretty late here, so good night, bub. All right, Razor Edits. Have a very good night. Thanks for swinging by. Eddie RC7 says, great advice. Yeah, it helps a ton. It helps a ton. Thank you. Forgot to open my window. Yes. Open your window. Get some fresh air. I mean, it's a measurable thing. It is not one of those hokey things where people are like, oh, you know, fucking lick a lemon, you know, do a handstand and pray to the spaghetti monster in the sky. Like, it's not like that. There's fucking data and real science to back that up. Focus, Steven. I don't know how I got here, but I'm learning to code in Unity, and I'm in a mid-level now. Is it a good way to use Playmaker to rush prototypes? Fucking... And just subbed. Thanks for the sub. Eddie RC7, I would say that Playmaker... I don't know what kind of games you want to make, but for like 99% of people, Playmaker is like such a viable option, like probably like forever. And I'm really not even kidding. Like it was a viable option 10 years ago when it was first made. A little less so, right? There were still kind of hurdles to get over, and a lot of that has to do with sort of like, you know, all the different other types of support systems that Unity had as well, because Playmaker needs to be used in conjunction with Unity, right? So it is sort of tied to the efficacy of Unity as well. Now Unity is in a pretty good place. For everything that is broken about it, it's actually a really good piece of software, or it's a good engine, I should say. And so subsequently, Playmaker gets to ride on those coattails. And it's not just those coattails. It is that Alex is a fucking amazing sort of programmer and designer and has created a really, just a very powerful tool. Just very plainly, it's a very powerful tool at this point. It has 10 years of community and really heavy work behind it. And so Playmaker with Unity, that combo, such a deadly combo. It's better. It's better for rushing prototypes than C# is, and it's just as good for final games, for complete and entire games to be made with Playmaker. So anybody who tells you otherwise, like, man, they're being snobs about it. You know, they're being real snobs about it. There are edge cases in which Playmaker isn't the best idea. You should totally watch my videos, Eddie RC7. If you haven't seen my videos on Playmaker versus C# and Playmaker versus Bolt, those videos I go in a little bit more about like the specifically Playmaker versus Bolt. In that video, I do talk about times which maybe Playmaker isn't the best decision for you. So they're rare cases though. If you ask me, it's awesome, says Hobelicious Luke. Agreed. Thank you so much. I will watch all of them, trust me. Right on. Just hit the bell too. Nice. Okay, I guess I'm putting this right here, and I'm scooching it like this. And, oh man. It's taking a lot of energy for me to focus on this right now. I am kind of intimidated by building this, I think. Let's see. What do I need to focus on here? I've tried C#, and after 4 to 5 months, I felt stuck. Meanwhile, within 3 weeks, I did so much more with Playmaker. Yeah, isn't that insane? Like, I built first time ever, first time touching Playmaker. Hadn't touched Unity, fucking, like, just nothing. Totally just right out of the box. The first day I ever decided to start making games. And I made like a fully functioning system that I had imagined that day, and I would say it's still kind of like not super complex. It's but it's I don't know. It's it was something that I think is. I really don't have the right words for this. I'll just tell you what it was. It was, I made a thing that randomly spawned a bunch of NPCs that made them all play an animation, a drunken walk animation, and then I made them randomly choose rooms to go to, different rooms, and then when they get to the room, they play a random animation, so they either started dancing or leaning against the wall to smoke a cigarette, and then they had random wait times, so they would wait for totally random periods of time, and then after that wait time was up, they would pick another place and then another random place, go to that one, and then randomly choose, and then that would just loop over and over and over again. And I made that on my first day. You know, like I made a thing where I had nav mesh agents running around this place like having a party, and like that is so fucking cool and exciting to see. First day, you know, and it was within the first few hours of doing it. And that's like, that counts me modeling the characters, finding Mixamo to put the animations on them, all that stuff, like top to bottom. It took like a few hours to learn how to do all that shit. Like, how awesome is that, man? Like, could you learn the same amount? Could you do the same amount in C# for a total newbie? Sure, there's somebody out there who could do that, but I think for the most part there are far fewer hurdles to cross when it comes to making games with Playmaker as opposed to C# or Bolt for that matter, which is the same thing as C#, by the way. It just has nodes instead of lines of code. I just bought it in a sale, right on. Good decision, dude, says Skinny Bandit. I agree as well. First time I touched Playmaker, I had no idea what I was learning. After learning a bit about C# and getting the basics in coding, it was amazing how intuitive Playmaker became, right? So excited. Seeing stuff actually work feels good. I used to do a lot of seeing stuff actually work feels good. Yes, absolutely. Like that is the crack. My favorite thing is when you hit play and the thing works and it's like, oh, I used to do a lot of flowcharts back in college, so I guess I should have picked Playmaker earlier. yeah. It's I think, you know, visual scripting and like flowcharts and stuff like that, finite state machines, or what is it, hierarchical state machines, HFSMs. It really does sound like that's the future. Like, and I don't mean that's the future as in it's going to be the predominant mode, but like, I think you're going to see that become so much more common and so much more widely accepted, and sort of adapted between projects. Because for a while, it really was like there's only a handful of languages that you would kind of have to learn if you're going to collaborate on projects together. But I think a lot of people are starting to warm up to this idea a lot more. Okay. Hey, Steven, Josh Ager says, do you need help with 3D modeling? I might be a bit to help out if you want. You know, right now I am working with somebody, Tubinar Studios, and they're helping me model some stuff. They're all I can really afford right now. But Josh Ager, what you should do, however, just because, I don't know, things change, definitely send me a message on Discord. If you're on Discord, shoot me a message, and I'll hit you up after the stream too, because maybe we could talk about something, especially for future projects too, as I kind of, I don't know, and if by chance I can afford to have 2 people helping me up for Memories of Spy, then yeah, that could be awesome. So definitely send me a message, Josh. And when you send me a message, show me the stuff that you're working on. I want to see what kind of, what you make. Skinny Bandit says, just tag out a few tutorials and should be ready to go, man. Just make a cube, change codes in like 2 seconds. Yeah, Eddie RC, go check out the official Hutong YouTube channel. So I make all the official tutorials for them. And we have a lot in the pipeline right now. I'm just taking a break for a few days. But really, it's like they're coming from a place of, I was a beginner, so I know exactly sort of the hurdles that you have to get over, and then I make tutorials for them. So I think the Hutong's official YouTube channel is like the best place to start, and watch all the ones that have the little thumbnail that say the 2021 series. So yeah. So you were the guy in the videos. That's how I got here. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm the guy in the official Hutong videos. This Playmaker propaganda is working. I probably try it tomorrow. Yeah. It's, God, man. If I always, like, it's not a scalable solution for me to just have a one-on-one conversation with somebody or sit next to somebody while they're at their computer working. That's not scalable. But if I can clone myself and just sit next to somebody and be like, let me show you how Playmaker works, and we'll just like make a thing. If I could sit down with like an hour or 2 with people, like I would be hard pressed to find people who would be like, not for me, like, oh, I'd rather do C#. Like, yeah. Anyways, holy shit, I'm not getting anything done. You guys are very, very distracting today. You know what I'm gonna do? Here's what's gonna happen. Let's get the outside of this building modeled first. So I'm gonna open up textures.com, and we're gonna open up Paris Apartments. No textures. Let's see, apartment. Okay. Paris. Okay. Here we go. I guess I could search building. Right? That's probably what it wants me to search. Yeah. Now, the type of building is this kind, this kind, this kind. I think these are basically the main style. That's probably the best one to work off of. This one's okay. This one's a bit too ornate, and this one doesn't have enough detail. So I'm going to go with, yeah, this one. And I'll get the super duper big bad bitch one. Premium. That creamulum credits. Spy game, textures, Paris, apartments, and save it there. Cool. Now I can hop over here. It's actually just full screen, this mamma jamma. And I'll put you guys over here. That's where I usually put you. I rather publish games. You should tell them. I rather publish games. You should tell them. That kind of reminds me of something I say when people talk shit about Playmaker. I said this in the Discord the other day, where it's just like, when people are like, stop using, and they're basically somebody trying to convince me that all these other things, whatever it is, because they all think the thing that they're using is the best, and only solution. By the way, I don't think that's true for Playmaker. I don't think it's the best and only solution. I think it's just like largely the solution, a very good solution for most people. I'll just come out and say it right now too. It's like, Playmaker isn't the thing that you should be learning if your plans are to make games for other companies. If you're trying to go work at Rockstar or whatever, like, yeah, you can learn fundamentals. There's some theory and there's things to be learned, sure, if you use Playmakers. But if you're trying to work at Rockstar, then you just need to start learning how to code. you know, because Rockstar isn't about to start using Playmaker to make their games. Same thing. If you're trying to go work at Ubisoft, all this stuff, it's like, you know, with very few exceptions, you're pretty much just gonna want to learn, and honestly, like, look them up and find out which language that they use. You know, that's the only exception. Josh says, "Oh, for sure, I'll drop you a message on Discord." Right on. But anyways, when people are trying to say like, "Oh, my shit's better," and nobody should use Playmaker, it's stupid, and blah 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 blah, I go like, "Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll stop using it right now. Cool." You know, and then just keep making my game. I think that's just the funniest way to handle it. Two-Sided Game says, "What's up? When they say C# is better, I find myself in a loop trying to learn prototype at the same time." Trying to learn prototype at the same time. Yeah, it's like learning and prototyping at the same time, I think, is actually a really powerful thing to do with Playmaker. That's what I did. I wasn't trying to learn like the fundamentals or anything when I started learning. I was just like, I want to do a thing. How do I do exactly that first? And I basically was only learning things as I needed to use them for my games. Just cooking up some tasty memes. Right on. Playmaker is a good starting point for C#. I start with Playmaker, and I can code in C#, JavaScript, C, C++, and I preferably use Playmaker. Yeah, it's another common thing too, is like once people have used all the things, that's what ends up happening, is like you just see it as another tool. Like I sent a custom action to somebody on the Discord today because there wasn't this action for getting the minimum and maximum value of a float, and then getting the minimum and maximum value of a float array, and then getting the index of those minimum and maximum values. It didn't exist, and I've always wanted that, so I made it. But when I made it, I had to write it in C#. So I took a 2-hour crash course with Jean Fabre. He was gracious enough to sort of hop on a call with me and show me how to do all that stuff. And then like right after I hopped off the call with him, like in like 20-30 minutes, I made my first custom action. I didn't know half of the shit that was happening in it, but I knew that I could just copy and paste the functionality from other actions to create this one. And like, you know, that's still that's like kind of what Two-Sided Games is saying. It's like you still end up kind of pulling from different languages, but ultimately ending up with like, well, how can I use this as another tool to like just make my life easier? I wonder if Playmaker would work well for an RTS type of game. Absolutely. Of course it would. Genres don't matter. That's the big thing I wish I could tell everybody. That's such a common question. Can Playmaker make, and then insert genre here? Can it make RTS? Can it make first person? Can it make third person? Can it make VR? Can it make RPGs? Can it make racing? Can it make rhythm games? Can it make, like all these different genres? And it's like, of course, like why not? Why couldn't it? If Unity can do it, then Playmaker can do it. If you've ever seen that type of game made in Unity, then the answer for whether or not Playmaker can do it is yes. Did you know Playmaker has a custom action wizard? The only issue with Playmaker in any asset is pirating because of the way it's written. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, man. People pirate that shit. But the upside to that is that, like, for the most part, it's like the person that shares the pirated stuff has to be really rigorous because, like, Alex is constantly updating it and adding cool shit to it. So, yeah, you just kind of got to hope that more people are willing to support the product, because that's the thing is, like, if not enough people were supporting the product by actually buying it, then Alex would not have been able to sustain all these years, If it did really well, if even fewer people pirated it, I think maybe he would have been able to, hire more helping hands to sort of expand a team and shit like that. Or maybe not. I don't know. I haven't really asked him about that kind of stuff, but that's just what I was thinking. By the way, the custom action wizard, excuse me, the custom action wizard, it's useful in some ways, but it's really just kind of a glorified, like blank slate template thing. because more often than not, probably what you'd want to do is just duplicate some action, call it something else, change its namespace, and then like, you know, shift the code around in there yourself. I'll admit, I used to use a pirated version because I couldn't afford it, but last Christmas I bought it. Two-sided games. I'm glad, you know, sometimes that's what people need. I think that's like a fair place to come from too, is like, especially if, you know, if you're young and, you know, if you don't have a job, or it's a little harder to come by money, or even if you're just from like, you know, there's people in other countries that aren't as privileged as us who might have access to a computer but can't go spending money like left and right, then a pirated version, well, I don't condone it. I think maybe as long as it's like a stepping stone for people and that they can eventually get around to a point where they do buy their legit version sooner than later. You know, as a kid, I've been there. So yeah. Yeah, and that's the problem. I wish more people knew about exporting Playmaker packages. Shit, I'm not doing anything on this fucking stream, guys. I need to here we go. Let's see. Object. Let's put a new texture on this. We'll call this Paris building _01. And that's base color. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, image texture. Has it been that long? Did I already forget where that? Textures. Paris apartments. And I'll take this. And then we'll unwrap it, cube projection. And let's see. This may need some photoshopping. I'm gonna open up Photoshop. Yeah, so when you're exporting a package, what you want to do is deselect that little checkbox that says include dependencies, because including dependencies is the part that ends up giving the whole Playmaker tool with that package. But if you deselect it, the person only gets like the custom actions parts, which are totally public, and you know, because those custom actions don't do shit unless you have Playmaker. And that way you could share stuff more easily. We should make a tutorial about that. Spy game, textures, Paris. Okay. And let's see, duplicate it. $4,000 worth of assets. Jesus Christ. So, Sunny says, "Hey yo, what's up, Sunny? How's it going? How you doing?" I'm just tearing up this Parisian apartment texture. You know what the problem with this one is though, is that it doesn't have balconies. And I really want my shit to have balconies. I guess a lot of Parisian... Fuck. No, they should have balconies. I guess it's just the ones at the top, huh? It's only the loft ones that have balconies. Because a lot of them... Let's see. It's funny, I was there for fucking months and still... let's see. Let's zoom out. And let's go to... Drop me like right near Champs-Elysees. Yeah, so some of these have, like, there's kind of a balcony right there, but this is like a hotel. Maybe even the best place to check for this would be, it's near the Tashin store. Saint-Germain? Is this where I want to go? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, actually all these have little balconies. So, let me see. So that means this one isn't exactly what I want. Frank Reynolds says, how's it going? What's up, Frank? How you doing? How goes it? I'm trying to find a good texture here to map this Parisian apartment, but I'm having a hard time finding one that has the I guess this is kind of close. I'll take this one, take a look at that. Some of these seem maybe like it could be a jam. I'm blowing all the credits on this today. Okay, grab that one too. Save it here. And oh, it's a lot of variety in this one. Which one do I really want though? Maybe I just go for, or how about maybe before downloading any of them, I just check if that second one is good. This second one's not bad. Let's see if I can do something with the second one. Eddie RC says, oh my god, you speak Spanish too. Did I speak Spanish right now? I can't tell. Did I? Or are you talking about me? Frank says, haven't used it yet. I bookmarked it, but I'm still trying to get the soldier looking at least a little decent. Been working on the environment lately. So if, well, did you, I can't remember where you were at with that soldier guy. Did you decide on the Pixar style hands? Because wouldn't that kind of then imply that the rest of the outfit could also be in that Pixar style? No, I followed you at Twitter. Oh, no, so you're Mexican. Oh, okay, yeah. Being Mexican doesn't necessarily mean I speak Spanish. My Spanish, I do speak Spanish a little bit. It's not amazing. It got me by when I was in Spain. Yeah, my Spanish is okay. Do you speak Spanish, Eddie? Been making trees and rocks and other nature shit. Sick. Yeah, that's a fun and easy way to flesh out a scene. Then you can kind of like get super stoked on what you're doing. Let's see. You know, these Parisian buildings are like really, really detailed. Like it is kind of hard for me to. How do I want to handle this? So these are balconies where you could full on step out onto. They have their little, I guess. Yeah. God damn. Maybe I don't use these textures. No, I have to because they're so iconic. You're from CR. CR? Where's CR? I need to get more water. This is very, very not quite sure how I should handle this. Okay, maybe. Maybe all I need is that sandstone texture. Let's see. This might be my solution. This is kind of like the classic way I used to model these buildings. Sandstone. Oh, Costa Rica. Oh, right on. Cool, cool, cool. I'm mostly struggling with the face. I'm definitely going with the Pixar-ish look because it appeals to me, but I'm trying to do so without disrespecting the man who died. Right. That makes sense. I totally hear you on that. There's definitely a balance you could strike. Like this. I can imagine using this for the Parisian buildings. It's kind of like this large brick. Let's try that. I'm gonna get this texture. Let's just get the small one. And I guess I can honestly just... It's called it Parisian sandstone. And then use that. And then UV cube projection. Actually, grab all these, UV project, scale it up. And maybe it could be like one for each floor or something. What the fuck is that? That's a really shitty seam. Wow, that's a shitty ass seam right there. Because it is not a seamless texture. All right, let's try to make it seamless. Hubbalicious Luke says, are you doing something historical? I think you're asking Frank Reynolds, right? Have you ever listened to Triple Red? I have not. I've not listened to Triple Red. Let's see. If I go like at the halfway point between these and the halfway point between these, I wonder if that will end up. Let's try this. Save it. I'm just gonna replace it. And let's see if that fixes our... Kinda. Oh, excuse me. You know what? I think that works well enough for now. If I want to come back later and polish up that seam, I will. But for the most part, I'd say it's good to go. Okay. I know it's too early to ask, but what kind of game would you like to make after Memories of a Spy? I really want to make a modular stoner crafting system game. I'm not sure the specifics on like what winning is exactly, but I have a whole game design sort of like document full of notes and a lot of details on like systems and crafting materials and stuff, where it's like, you know, the simple one is like, if the game took place in a living room and there's like an apple, and then you can carve a hole in the apple on both sides, and you put the little bit of wheat in there, and then you take a hit out of the apple. You know, it's a stoner crafting game. But then imagine if that sort of extended to everything, where it's like, all right, I'm gonna take this water bottle, this battery charger, and these keys, and this marker, and I'm gonna make a bong out of this. You know? And I would like to do it in VR, so you can like take things and actually hold it up to your face and do all that kind of shit. And because, you know, when you're crafting stuff, you're missing something that's like very tactile, that is, you know, a part of the fun of like when you're making shit and you're being a crafty little bastard, is like holding things and kind of like watching them click into place, and, you know, like playing with Legos. So like a stoner crafting game, yeah. Take my money. I love that idea. I'm glad. I'd be a pretty good beta tester for that. Yeah. So you know, we'll see. I would love to do it. I have tons of notes on it. Tons and tons of notes. Yeah, but also lots of games too. So there could be other ideas that take precedent. Precedent? This is so fucking difficult. You know what I think is a piece of what made the old Parisian apartments work was, I think what I did was, let's look at more of these. They kind of come in layers because they have this part. That's probably the deciding feature, is this whole, these little I don't know what you call these little support arch thingies. So yeah. See what I tagged you with in Discord, because it won't show in chat. Okay, I'll check after the stream. I'm actually faded right now. I live in a legal state. Woo! Yeah. Frank Reynolds lucky. Yeah. I just installed the game from the Xbox Pass, and I can already tell it was made with top-down engine from Unity Store. Wait, yeah. Okay, I get that. It takes a little bit of the piss out of the thing when you know what something was made with sometimes, huh? I wonder how long it will take to legalize here in Germany. What do you call weed in Germany? Hash? I mean, because is there more like hash there, right? Like the black stuff, the compounded sticky stuff. All right, so here's my plan. My plan is to make segments of these buildings, because the floors need to be shops. The bottom floors need to be shops, and then the top floors are what the apartments are. So down the bottom floors will be facades. In fact, I should make it separate chunks. So what I'll do is I'll make this section right here. This will be one. Let me see. I'll take a picture of this and I'll start. So what I should do is make it. Yeah. Okay. I'll make this extra thick. What I'll make is from here and up, and then it'll stop at the next lip. So the bottom doesn't get any of these, and the top doesn't get any of the lip stuff. So the top is where I'll put those little arch things. These things. And that'll be one floor piece. And then that way I could stack them on top of each other. So if I put another one on top of this, it will have the lip that will complete these. So these little arch things will always be supporting the lip of the next one up. So if I put one below here, there will be little arch pieces that support this lip. And if I put one up here, there will be a lip being supported by all of these little arch things. Okay, I think that's the plan. I think, honestly, the design of these Parisian apartments was the thing that stressed me out so much that I didn't stream yesterday. Legit. Because I went for a walk yesterday to kind of, like, calm myself down. And that was the thing that I started, like, when I started feeling better, you know, not only because my blood was flowing, but also because I actually sat with my thoughts. Because for the whole day I was just paralyzed. I wouldn't even think about this. I wasn't even, like, I literally wouldn't let my brain go into the details of how to do this, or what I even might begin to do. So it stopped there, and so the problem seemed like this magical and insurmountable thing. But when I started going on the walk, that's when I first thought, okay, maybe I'll download one of these. At least just do it like that, because that's how I've done other buildings. Just download one of these and slap it on. So that's when I was like, okay. But even then, yesterday, that's where I stopped too, because I was like, okay, that seems like good enough. I don't know what I would do next, and it stressed me out. Because I knew something like this would happen. I didn't know the details of it, and that's why it seems frustrating and insurmountable. But now I am here, and I am taking it step by step on, like, this is how you solve the problem. Is you look at the fucking thing and you break it down into pieces. And now I'm feeling, like, so much better. Like, yesterday I was legit just, like, paralyzed. Didn't they just start to legalize in Germany? Yeah, you need to walk outside and snap some pics. Well, I live in France. Wait, you need me to walk outside, snap some pics? I live in France, but not in Paris. Oh. Well, I lived in Paris for a few months, so yeah, I was up and down the street pretty regularly. It's Saint-Germain? I just say, like, Saint-Germain in my head. That's the neighborhood I was in for a little bit. I also lived in I think it was in the 11th. And I lived in Belleville. So I know what streets to look for in Google Maps, and Google Maps Street Views it's exactly what I would be doing. But thank you, much appreciated. I might hit you up for something like that down the line. I always think about that. I can totally see Germany going legal in the future. That would be righteous. If Germany started legalizing the ganj. Hobelicious Luke says, we have everything here, but it's still illegal. Right. Fucking love Germany. I miss Germany. I haven't been there in ages. I'd really like to go back. I've never been to Berlin. I'm modeling the damn city, but I've never been there. Yeah, the current elected parties want to legalize it, but we'll see about that. Luke, same. If Germany legalizes it, then the rest of Europe might follow. Start with Poland. Live next to the Swiss border, and those bastards legalize it in front of our eyes. Oh, they're teasing you, huh? And we have to shit ourselves when police is passing by. Oof. Who's the COVID variant? Omicron. I used to have, speaking of weed and Omicron, I used to have a vape called the Omicron. And I used to say, I'm going to take the Omi to the Domi. Hitting the Omicron to the Domicron. That shit's scary, not gonna lie. Yeah, I scheduled my booster shot. It kind of scared me into getting my booster shot. Yeah, why did they feel the need to give such a horrible illness that name? Sound like a badass transformer. I'm trying to keep my mind out of it. I have a close family member who is in ICU right now with COVID. Frank, I'm really sorry to hear that, man. That's rough. Heart goes out to you. I hope that gets wrapped up in the best possible way as soon as possible. Does sound like a badass transformer, but for me, first and foremost, it's my old. I'm just gonna search that really quick. What is it? Omicron vape. Oops. Vape. It was like this little pen. There it is, and it came in that box and everything. I used to have this. I used to get fucking destroyed off of this. I used to love the way it tasted and smelled and everything. God. All right. I don't condone that. Don't fucking do that shit if you're under 21. That shit. What do you call it? God. He sits here thinking because he fuck. Actually, I didn't smoke weed until I was much older anyway. So, but it stunts your like, what do you call it? If you're in your developmental stages, there's something about sort of like brain development that gets stunted. I don't know I'm not going to pretend to know the details of it, but it's the same thing with alcohol and other stimulants. If you have a lot of caffeine as a kid, it can fuck you up in the long term. Omicron Prime. Okay, so that's the plan right here. I'll make each of these pieces. And how many windows across is it? It's 6. Let's do it. Okay, that becomes such a more manageable thing. And that way, that is kind of setting up the city in a slightly more modular way that I'm actually okay with, because I'll combine all the meshes in the end. So first of all, we'll put in a cube. And let's take all of these and move it like this. And I guess I'll put a person here to sort of be our guide. Where's our guy? Where's our boy at? Is he here? Did I bring him over here? Didn't I? Yeah, there he is. Get over there, dude. Selected the cursor, focus up on him. Okay, there he is. Rotate on Z. All right. And so it should be 6 wide. So it's kind of like if he was arm to arm. Let's see. Alt D. And if he's like this. And like that. One more. Like that. So that's how big one room should be. Something like this. And then scale like this. Yeah, that seems good enough. Yeah, forget about devs if you start before 20. Yeah, forget about dev games if you start before 24 years old. I didn't start until I entered my 30s. I love how I confronted a bunch of 12-year-olds smoking on the way to school, and they said fuck off, then tried to punch me, and I might have just made him the first person to land on Mars. Yeah, I didn't start smoking. I smoked once when I was a teenager. I was like 16, and I smoked with my girlfriend, who was a total stoner. I hardly remember at the time. I basically blacked out. And then the next time I smoked, I was like 21. I'll say that these are about 1.5 persons tall. So, or you know what? You know what a good measurement for this would be? Is, let's put, because I have these wall pieces already. Let's put one of these in here. Go Alt D, right click, Shift S, selection of cursor, period. There we go. And then I smoked a ton of dope after I turned 21. Did a lot of dope and acid. Oh no, I never thought the stream will start creating a human centipede. Well, they're not eating each other's ass. I just linked them by the arms. This is more like that thing. What is it, that thing that happened in the 80s? Where it's like the giant human link holding hands, 1980s. Images. Hands Across America. There we go. Hands Across America. It's like this. These are my boys. There we go. See, just like that. I've been drunk before, so when I was 5, my parents had the shot glasses out, and one was full of vodka, and me as a 5-year-old thought it was water, but I was wrong, and rushed to the ER. Fucking hell. That's rough. That's crazy. It's a fun story to tell, though, I'm sure. This is how it's starting. It starts by holding hands, right. Oh, I do like this. Oh, I was really happy with this doorway. I'm gonna bring this doorway back for sure. So let's see, let's rotate this so we have a nice little measurement for how tall shit should be. Maybe scooch it off to the side. Take this and bring it up to like right here. Okay, that's how tall these things are gonna be. And that has to be, what I have to keep in mind is that that is the interior dimensions. So any additional height for ornate stuff or like structural stuff needs to go on top of it. Okay, so then I have 6 holes in it, each for the balcony. And it's all one shared balcony. I think I'm gonna modify my design a little bit. Oh, you know what it is? I think the new design here is like, kind of like in this thing. So in the one I did on the iPad, right? I have the balcony right here, and then the window to the kitchen. A part of me is wondering if maybe this, I'm gonna bust out the iPad again. Maybe this apartment should be nice and long so there could be windows into every room. So it could look something like this instead. Fucking iPad, come on. Here we go. So if I put this right here and this right here. So what if instead the design looked something more like, let's put this right here and make this bigger. If it looks something more like, you put the, oops, put the bathroom here. Okay, then there's some wall in between. Can you guys hear me okay? Is this fine? I feel like I'm kind of far from this. You have the bathroom here, right? And then there's a window right here. Wall in between. The dining room. Okay, and then another door right here. This could be the balcony, right? So this also has windows or like a place to step onto. And then I'm gonna close this fucking door. I hate leaf blowers. I fucking hate leaf blowers so much. Thumbs up from Hubblicious Luke. I think that means you can hear me. I think that's nice, right? Is that a thumbs up? I think so. So you have the dining room. Is it weird though that like, well, let's just see. You have the dining room and then you have the kitchen here. Oops. Kitchen. But what's weird about this one is that like, do you put a hall that goes all the way like this? And then that way you have, maybe it's a little different. Let me see. Maybe right here is the sort of like living room. Right, this is the living room. And then we can hear you, but we can't see what you're drawing. Wait, really? Oh, because I'm like kind of obstructing it. I got you. Like that. There we go. Good call. Thank you. Okay. So I'm drawing down here. Because what I want is a window for each room, but it is also kind of weird to be like, you know, then your apartment is designed like a train car, which is, I'm not so into that. So it's like you have bathroom here. Let's say this was the place with like the couches. Let's say couch, looks like a B, fuck. Coffee table, and then another couch. Okay, like a bookshelf right here. Then you have maybe that thing where the walls kind of like have this. Right, it's like a split, so it's not necessarily a doorway, it's just like a opening. And that takes you into the next room, which is like the dining room. And then, so you'd have like the dining room table and the chairs. This one also has window. And then the last one would be the kitchen. So like this, and you have a doorway that leads to the kitchen. So if it is like this, then that would be weird if there was a doorway to your bedroom after that. And that's just weird to have like that shape for an apartment. But then if I put that shit over here, you can't sneak into somebody's apartment. And that's weird to not have a window in your apartment. And a big part of this comes from the fact that in the game, well, actually, hold on. Yeah. A big part of it comes from the fact that really only the windows that would be accessible would be from out here, from this part of the street, right? Looking out this way. Because of the apartments I stayed at in real life, you have kind of like, you have courtyards behind this shit. You have like, you know, the other side of the apartment and stuff like that. I guess you could do it where it's like, if I put all the apartments, what if all the apartments were corner apartments? Would that be cool? If they're all corner apartments, then maybe at least I could kind of like put some right here and then some windows right here. And that'll kind of give some dynamic element to it. I think that could be kind of fun. Ah, yeah. So check this out. Like, if the shape of it looks like, let me see. I have that thing here. Layouts and sketches. This right here. So if I take screenshotting this thing, close that. Okay. All right, there we go. So all this right here is an apartment building, right? This whole thing. Same thing with this. This is an apartment building. Okay, that's what this shape is. Wait, yeah. Like this. Okay, all this shape. right? These are the apartments. And this is the street you would be walking down, right here, okay? You could kind of start to go down this street, but you can't go all the way down. So you would at least be able to have the corner. Okay, so if this is the streets that you're going down, then maybe you have it so all the apartments are right here and right here, and then this one also has them like right here. Yeah. Who remembers Wii Sports? Oh, I do. I sure do. Tennis was so fun. Tennis was the only good one. Actually, I really was never into the other Wii Sports. I was only into tennis. Yeah, because apartment only in center of block, same for the other side. Nah. Now it's the opposite. The apartments are at the corners, and that way I can make this corner shape that I like. Okay. So if that's the case, then I need to change. These trees are fucking huge. I dropped in a character model for comparison. The model is 6 feet and the tree is 230 feet tall. I never liked the Wii. Man, there's some jams on the Wii. I remember Red Steel was so much fun. That was like a game where you like, it was shooting and sword play. It was a lot of fun. You don't know what you're talking about, Frank. There were some fucking jams. Okay. That is the new layout. Because this one doesn't work. This shit is too cramped. Let's get rid of it. Okay, now let's design for a corner. So corner building, excuse me. Is this coming up okay? I forget if it gets blocked off. Scooch over a little bit like that, maybe. There you go. So what if it looked like this? This, all right, this is our corner. And you would enter from like this side. Okay, I have to like reorient myself here. And then shit. So this is the street. Right? And this is also the street. And the entrance to the apartments would be like down here. It would take you let's see, I'm trying to figure out how this can adapt to it. What the fuck? Copy paste. Oops. And it would go something like that doesn't quite work out. If I wanted the staircases to be like this, it'd have to be like Okay. I think like this is the answer. Interesting. Never would have thought of that. So... Oh wait, no, it can't be that, because that would just take you out of your fucking... Okay, god damn it. My absolute favorite games were on the Wii were Skate It, New Super Mario Bros., and of course Lego Indiana Jones and Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. Oh man, I have some great memories of playing Lego Star Wars with a friend of mine. I never played those. I never even tried it. I have no idea. People rave about those games. Maybe I should try them. I remember the ColecoVision. What a piece of shit. I had an N64 classic games collection game that included games from ColecoVision. The ColecoVision. I never would have thought I would hear that in a fucking long time. Okay. Let's try this one more time. So it needs to be flipped like this because that's the entrance of your apartment. And then let's say the apartment is like that. Okay. And then instead of this being the entrance to it, let's see. Okay. So what would happen is, this, you'd have to walk, you'd have to go a little further, right? So this, you're coming out from the street, you enter the ground floor, you walk through this little lobby area, and then that's where like the mailboxes and shit are. So you walk through here. In fact, this could be closer. There could just be a wall right here with the mailboxes on them, right? So you're walking through. There's even sort of like a divider thing. This is actually very close to what my apartments were like. You walk through it, and then in here, you would walk up the stairs, and then you just kind of have that same system, except now, let me see actually. Copy, paste. If you were, if you made it to the second floor, shit, you know what I realized though? I have to delete this. And how do you like merge down again? That's not right. There you go, flatten. And even this. There we go. Okay. Y'all are getting nostalgic in here. Broken Bones says, just got here, what's going on? What's up, Broken Bones? How you doing? So the boys are talking about some nostalgia stuff. They're talking about Wii games and ColecoVision. I'm over here. I'm tuning in every now and then. I just got done doing some bullshit technical stuff with this. Man, like navigating Procreate. Like, I wish I wasn't drafting up floor plans with this. It's so much easier to just actually draw and paint in Procreate than it is to do floor plans somehow. But so what I'm doing is figuring out the floor plans for my apartment and trying to combine the floor plan for the lobby area, like how you actually enter the apartment and like what the stairwell, how the stairwell links to all the other apartments. On a corner building, because it is a little bit different to design the apartments. If they're on the corner, there could be two sort of sides that windows could be on, and that kind of changes the layout of things. It changes the layout of things a lot. So I'm sorting that out. How you doing though, Broken Bones? How's it going? Frank Reynolds says, we're getting nostalgic about inbred cousins. A childhood friend of mine had a Polish ripped SNES called Pegasus. Yeah, all those like Eastern European like bootleg consoles are very fascinating. Well, it's awesome. Took me forever to find out it was not an official console. Kind of regret asking what's up now. Yeah. Two-Sided Games says, I gotta see, I need to sleep. All right, Two-Sided Games. Catch you later. Get some good rests. Get those Z's in, my dude. Oh, shit. Fuck. Frank says, take it easy. Okay. I'm so close here. I'm so close. So, for this, you walk in, right? And now I can copy and paste this. So let's copy paste it. Nice. All right, so this is that version. And now I can, so this is, I'll say for stairs, / lobby floor plan. Okay. That's what this is. And now this is the floor plan for the actual apartments, like the living quarters. So now this is, oh shit. Okay, actually, yeah. Wait. Fuck. So close. I can't do that stair thing. Oh my god. This is frying my brain. Steven's beard never saw it coming. Wait, what? What happened? Did I shave? I didn't shave recently. Is this showing up all right? Oh, okay. I was like, is something wrong with my beard? Is my hair falling out and I don't realize it? God damn. Oh, you smacked the side of your face, right. I just needed to, like, sometimes yawning, it's too comforting of a thing, and so you just need to, This stinks, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to put this staircase right at the corner of the building, but if it is, that means that I would have to scooch it down. So let's do that. That's a very easy fix. So instead, I'll take this and put it like right here, or like right here. Okay. And then there won't even be this here. Okay, instead, the entrance will be down here. And that way, when you get to the actual floor of your apartment, the way that'll work is this door right here. This is the entrance to your apartment. And now you have all this real estate for what your apartment is. Oh, but that's that's fucking let's reverse engineer this thing. I'm doing this all wrong. What needs to happen is I have this is so frustrating. I'm starting a new layer to kind of let's just design this with the apartment in mind, and then we'll shoehorn the staircase in after. You could check out a book called Neufert Architects Data. It's a guide book for basically everything. Let me see. Neufert Architects Data by Ernst Neufert. Ooh, shit. PDF? Somebody got that PDF though. I don't know. Let's see. Here we go. Ooh, this is so my jam right now. Oh, very interesting. Oh my god. Hobolicious Luke. Very fascinating. Oh my god. This makes me want to get like a copy of it. Even though the free PDF is right here, it's like I would love a copy of this just to flip through. Very nice. Oh my god. Oh, this looks so good. Oh my god, this is totally the kind of thing I've been looking for a long time. Thank you. That is such a good call. Helped me a lot while studying their floor plan examples for measurements for bathrooms. Right on. If I ever model a bathroom, I'm gonna end up putting the toilet in the bathtub. Putting the toilet in the bathtub? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with shitting where you wash yourself. Can you imagine? All right, I'm having too much fun. Too much fun. No more laughing. Get back to work. I'm gonna put this, scooch this over, and I'm just gonna put this off to the side so I can just kind of look at it. Like something like this. I'm probably not gonna use this right now because I've already taken so many liberties with completely inaccurate things, but this is gonna inform the shit out of how I make things in the future. You just need to find out how to find the thing you're looking for. Right. Frank Reynolds says, I gotta run, my dude, take it easy. All right, Frank, thanks for swinging by, man. Glad to have had you here. See you, everyone. Peace, man, peace. Okay, I could figure this out. What I don't want, right? What I don't want is an L-shaped apartment. I don't want an apartment where, like, you know, your kitchen's over here, your dining room's right here, you know, like a living room right here, and then this weird corner thing, and then there's something right here and something right here. This is weird. This is still the train setup to me. This is still like a train car style thing that just doesn't, it's just not, it doesn't ring true. So instead, what it needs to be is if it is a big square or rectangle or whatever, right? And you are just a corner building that's like a square shape, then it's like how you divide. So there are still going to be rooms that don't have windows. I guess that was my problem. I had this sort of like idealized version where every single room has a window. Let's say the corner is the living room, right? Because you have like lots of nice big windows for you there. The room facing the street will be your bedroom, right? So the bedroom's right here. And then the bathroom is it in the bedroom? No, the bedroom's by itself. So you would kind of put up a wall right here. You'd put a door right here, and walls right here. This one you could do that thing where it's like partially open. It's not a doorway, but it's like just an incomplete wall. So if that's your living room, then this could be your dining room. This is where you have like your table. And you'd have a window here. And then you'd have, let's write some of this down before I forget what's what. So here's bedroom, living room, okay, dining room, so what do I need left is like a bathroom and kitchen. That's it, right? So maybe the kitchen goes here too. It also has that sort of divider thing. It's not exactly a doorway, right? So you put the kitchen in here. And then you could put, oh, wait, yeah, that makes sense so far. So far, so good. So I think maybe what I've been worrying about is like, you know, I don't want to put the bathroom in the bedroom because then there's just something about like, oh, you can only access the bathroom through the bedroom. It's like, well, what if you have guests kind of thing? You know, there has to be some sort of like believability to like the rules of the world and stuff like that. I do try to, you know, I want to make everything as video gamey as possible. That's why like Hyde Park is right across the street from Big Ben, which is, you know, like, and all that kind of shit. La Seine is right next to the fucking, like, just the way everything's laid out in the world. I'm okay with taking all these like creative liberties, but they're still sort of a little bit grounded in the reality of how like a world might function. And I don't want to put a bathroom in a bedroom. I don't want to put a bathroom in a place where you can only access it from the bedroom, because that would just bug the shit out of me. It'd be like, well, what about guests, you know? So bedroom, living room, dining room, kitchen, right? Kitchen's right here. Kitchen. And then, Steven, I feel pretty bad for you. You're doing some awesome stuff and only get 3 views per stream. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Put it left to the dining room. So that's what I was going to say, Hobelicious Luke. It's like, you could put it right here, but then that's weird that the bathroom is right next to the dining room. You don't want to take a shit right next to the place where everybody's going to be eating. You know? These are the things that I'm thinking about. But also, yeah, you know, every now and then, like, I get 8 people, 10 people. There's been a few times where it's like, yeah, we got like 15 people in the chat. There's even a point like during some Ludum Dare stuff where it's like, yeah, like it was a little bit more. But yeah, I've never like broken 50 people in the chat or anything like that. I get really small numbers for my stream. But, you know, admittedly, as fascinating as this stuff can be to a small group of us, I guess the point it is kind of like, not too many people are terribly excited about these kinds of things. I believe that people will be pretty excited about the end product, like the game. But this part of it, I think a lot of people would find very boring. I love this stuff, by the way. When I used to watch Brendan Jung's streams, and whenever he was going through like Google image search results and like figuring out how the world worked and everything like that, oh man, like such a pleasure to watch the thought process of that kind of stuff. It doesn't need windows. You can get an entry area. You can get an entry area between those places, like a small hallway. And that's what I was gonna say. Is like that's closer to what I want, right? So maybe what you do is you have this as the entrance, right here, and then it's a hallway. These dimensions are really fucked up because. Shit. You know what? I think maybe... Okay, so what if it's like... If this is the hallway... This doesn't make any sense, but if you put the bathroom... door right here, and this was the bathroom, because the bathroom should be small. It shouldn't be this huge thing. But then you have all this empty space right here. You know, it's about compacting it and not having little voids of space too. There's a part of me that wants to nix the living room. Wait. First of all, how many things are there? So you have the bedroom, the living room, the bathroom, the kitchen, the dining room, right? That's it. So it's 2, 4, and 5. That's why, is that there's an odd number of rooms. So one of them needs to occupy the space of 2 of them in one dimension, right? So if I drew a square here, it could be like one of them like this, and then right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how it needs to be organized. Or it could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe the living room is the center room. Maybe that's the number 5 room. What sucks is that I wish the living room could be a corner one to have. But you know what? Maybe this could be the dining room. Okay, here we go. Let's erase some shit here. Here we go. Okay, I think I'm onto something here. Okay, fucking hell. Let's do this. What if the living room is like this? You have a hallway that comes up to it. This could be kind of a fascinating layout. right. This is a fascinating layout, and it's a sort of a reasonable layout too. Okay, so this is like maybe this is the living room. It just kind of has to be. Living room. And in the living room there is this one wall right here. Okay, so I could put a bookshelf right here. And then there'll be a door here. No. Ah, fuck, but then how would you... Almost got this, almost got this. You put two doors right here. Okay. One of them takes you to the bathroom, which is right here. It's gonna be a weird, potentially large bathroom. I guess that's not too bad. It's not too bad. I can always squish this part down. And then this is stressing me out so much. Okay. Then you can have, so I can cross that out. Bathroom. And then the bedroom should be right here. And there'll be a door right here. So some walls, a door. Okay, that's the bedroom. This is the living room. This is pretty much the dining room, and then this is the kitchen. So I think that's it. I think that's how that works. Here we go. Let's label it. Bathroom. Bedroom. Oops. Bedroom. Dining room. Dining room. And kitchen. My old professor would kick you out of the building for putting the living room inside of the building without any windows. Fuck, you're right. God damn it. I thought I was getting away with it because of this. Because the dining room has windows, and it's more important to have dinner parties and have a nice, pleasant, fucking fresh air and sunshine and shit. The living room is where you go to cuddle up with a book, and there's your bookshelf, and you don't need. God damn it. Oh my god. How do people do this? How do you fucking design? Okay, so this is what I tried going with, right? This one. It's like, how do you make a case for all of these though? The bedroom, you need windows because you should be able to sleep with your window open at night. The bathroom, you need windows because if you take a shit, you need to let out the air. If you have guests over, you want lights in the room, so you need that. The living room, same thing. You want light for that. Kitchen. The kitchen is the. Kitchen is actually no. The kitchen, yeah, you want to open the windows because then if you like burn something or when you're cooking something, you gotta have the windows open. All of these need windows. They can't all have windows. If you're living on a corner thing, then you're gonna have to do that setup where it's like it's a fucking train car thing. Windows are for the weak. Oh my god, dude. I'm overthinking the shit out of this. My cactus is getting huge, by the way. There's a large part of my cactus that is dead as fuck now. A large part of my cactus that's dead as fuck now, but sort of in exchange, there's one part of the cactus that is like growing like crazy. I think you had it. Was it burn food and die from the smoke? I think you had it before. Check out Discord. Okay. Is there a schematic? Is there a solution in the Discord? What do we in general? I do it on the phone. You need to take this YouTuber down. Yeah, we know about this guy, by the way. Anyways, separate. Personal Discord, huh? Here we go. Okay, what do we got here? Bathroom. Right. Dining room. Okay, living room, bedroom. But what is this? You know, what happens here? This is just a magical empty space? How can I... God. Okay, what if I added a room? Is it easier to add a room? I think... Your kitchen? Oh, that's right. Bedroom, living room, dining room, bathroom, kitchen. Oh, the bedroom becomes like that L shape. And the bathroom can have two. Hobolicious Luke. Here we go. You're definitely onto something here. I like this very much. Okay, here we go. Let's draw this one. Thank you. That is a great shout. Let me just... What the fuck? Oh. Okay. Let's do this. Here we go. Think around the corners. Yeah, exactly. The corner thing. The bedroom becomes like a... Okay, here we go. So, this is... let me make a... This is the building, right? And here is the street, and here is the street, right? So, let's see if I can get this right. Oops, let me move this out of the way. Okay. So, the living room is still here. Okay. And then, got a door here, and a door here. And then the bedroom kind of comes out like this. Stops like right there. Okay, that's the bedroom. Ooh, this is already helping so much. Cool. And then the bathroom is right here. The bathroom could be nice and small. Okay. And then this could be the entrance. We'll figure that out in just a second. That might be... Okay. And then... You go like this, and like this. Okay, so that's the shape of it, I think, right? And then, so this will be your kitchen, dining room, living room, bedroom, bathroom. Okay, so far so good. Right, so the living room has these windows. Cool. Right, you can put the bookshelf right here and right here. Okay. And put the couch right here. Table, couch. All right. This bedroom just gonna have another door here that leads to the bathroom. There's a door right here that leads to the bathroom. The bed, there is 2 windows in the bedroom. The bed can go right here. The nightstand, then you have the wardrobe, the dresser, and a lamp, whatever. Bathroom has the toilet right here. Actually, let's do like sink, toilet, and then shower. All right, this is like the bathtub. And you have the hamper right here. I've been thinking about ideas for a game I could make, but I can't come up with any good ones. You know what's fun sometimes is like not coming up with a game idea necessarily, but just coming up with a mechanic. And then opening Unity and making a mechanic that's just fun to play with. So by itself there's no game, right? It's just like a toy. And then once you have that thing that's fun to play with, to start from there to think about how you could turn that into a game, you know? See if that works, try that out. The kitchen, also there's windows, say like a window right here, let's just say 1 window. And dining room. The dining room has the door that leads out to the balcony. Living room has the sort of corner balcony piece that comes around like that. So these aren't even windows, these are just full on like doors, like glass doors, I guess. The bedroom, those are just windows. Bathroom doesn't necessarily need windows, I guess. Bravo. Hobolicious Luke. That I think that solved a lot of problems. It did open up a new one. Oh, excuse me. It did open up a new one, which is now I have to reconsider how the staircase. It's not even that big of a problem. I just have to reconsider how the staircase is going to work out. So if I make a new layer, what I should have been doing before, like if I can. Where's opacity at? Alpha lock. Whatever, I'll just mark it with this. I'll make it like gray. Or like, is there another color? Gray's okay. Let me see. Yeah, gray's fine. Maybe just like a lighter gray. Yeah, there we go. I tried a game called Honey. I joined a cult and it's pretty fun, so I want to make a game where the player runs a cult. Oh, like a cult simulator. That could be fun. You know, another good tip for coming up with game ideas is to sort of like come up with like an ideal one, right? Like a really sort of like big and fantastical one, and then make the small version of it, and then see what kind of ideas become sort of more manageable to add on as you go along. You know, that sounds like a fun idea. A cult game, even if it's not a cult simulator, just a game that's run around cult sounds fascinating. So if the entrance to the apartment complex was right here, and the floor that you see, you know what, I could also model it after so if this is sort of the landing floor of the apartment, then the stairs would go like this, and then the other landing part, and the stairs like this, and this is that center area. Okay. Okay. Alternatively, I could move this stuff like that. That might be better. So when you enter, you're out here on the street, you enter, and then you come up the stairs, you come up this way and go like this, and that's how you get there. Or you can keep going. Okay. If that is the case, then then maybe there's a wall right here, and this is where the mailboxes are. So this is just magical empty space. Okay. I believe that is it. I believe that's how I do it then. So much goddamn work. I haven't even begun modeling, really. Oh my god. So what if the game had a turf system? The cult game? A turf? Like turf war? A cult turf war? Hold on. And like you have to start crusades across neighborhoods. That's a good one. I love that. Kind of like there's that, you know, the classic, you know, red team, blue team. You know, like there's got to be like Mario Party games, right? Where it's like your team has to paint the whole level blue and the other team has to paint the whole thing red. Or like maybe Fall Guys does that. Or Crab Game. I think Crab Game just did that. The Danny game. You know, those classic sort of like make the world your color type games. Or Splatoon. Isn't Splatoon? I've never played Splatoon. I have no idea how it works, but something like that. But instead of colors, or it could be visually represented by colors, but the way you do it is by indoctrinating people into your cult. I like that idea. If that's what you're talking about, that sounds very fun. You will be getting some half-level heights. Half-level heights? You'll be getting some half-level heights. I don't know what that means. Sounds like a cool idea. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I'm gonna screenshot this because it is now my blueprint. Oh, wait, actually, let's take another. Let's do like, I only really need this. All right, save. Call this Parisian apartment. For real though. Oh boy. Guys, I have to admit that like really like the mental place that I'm in right now is like I'm exhausted. And the reason I want to bring this up is because like, you know, talking about like motivation and finishing your projects and how do you keep going and all that kind of stuff. You know, that's such a topic of conversation that like it's such a common topic of conversation in game dev stuff. And so I want to be as transparent as possible and say that right now I very much want to give up. And not like in totality. I just mean like right now I want to stop. I feel burnt out. I feel just like there's so much I haven't done yet. I barely got to the part where I have a plan of what to do, right? And there's definitely times where you should stop, and there's times where I have. But there are times where it's like, if you can kind of just muster the strength to get through it a little bit further, you can kind of break through and get to the other side where it becomes fun again, where it becomes sort of like stimulating. I mean, this was all stimulating and fun to some degree. But I guess what I'm talking about is like switching gears. When you go from one task type to another, how that can feel like, ugh, now I have to like get in this wholly different headspace. So I just wanted to be transparent and say, I feel like that right now. And I feel like saying bye to everybody and then hopping off and doing, I don't even know what, just sitting there and just going like, and being brain dead. But I know from experience that if I push through and just do a little bit more work right now, I'll get into that zone where I'm like, oh yeah, modeling, this is fun. And now that I have a plan, here we go, you know? So I just wanted to point that out, that sometimes if you're ever feeling like that, just think what your future would look like in like 5 minutes in both scenarios, you know? Because of the stair type, you need 2 parts to get onto the higher level. Right. That's what I have. Here, I'll bring up because I'm gonna need it anyway. Yeah, so I have this one staircase piece, and then the first landing, and then the second staircase piece, and then the second landing. And the second landing is where you reach like the new floor. Yeah. Oh, you'll be getting some half-level heights. Right. Exactly. So I'm actually just going to reuse the old assets because they're here from my, where is it? Here we go. Yeah. Right, is that kind of, yeah. So you can kind of see, this is the first floor. Right, and then the space between the top of this wall and the top of this stair is kind of like the thickness between each floor, right? So if I put it like this, right? And then right here, this little empty space in between is like a floor piece. That's where I could stick the floor. And then you just kind of, you keep that whole system going, like this. Select hierarchy, Alt D, and you go like that. That whole kind of thing, right? I know how it feels, Steven. I've been learning animation, and I was working on a 2-minute video, and it took way too many breaks, and now just abandoned it. Right, you kind of, there's like something to do with momentum in there. Okay, so there won't be a flat on the other side of the stairs. Alrighty, then it'll work great. Yeah. If this is what you can kind of see it here. Broken Bones says, I'm gonna hop off. My friend wants to play some games, so see ya. Right on. Thanks for swinging by, Broken Bones. Catch you later. Have fun, you lucky son of a bitch. I want to play games. Okay, let me break the threshold. Let's get on through to the other side. So if I think I want. Oh man, let me get some water really quick. Give me just a minute. I'm just gonna grab some more water. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Holy smokes. Let's bring up the reference image. Okay, keep it right there. Put chat over here. Right, so if I'm going to be making a corner piece, then I'm going to look at another. The question I'm asking myself right now is like, do I make this thing a corner piece? Right? This like slightly modular thing that I'm doing. Do I make that a corner piece, or do I make that and then an additional one that acts as a corner piece? And Steven, it would be really sad to see Memories of a Spy getting dropped. Maybe you can try and get some funding to hire some help. I've thought about trying to get funding a couple times, but I'm already so far that I do want to, I think I'll look more into funding when I start kind of getting a little worried about the scale of the project. If I start thinking this is something I can't do by myself, and with the help of Tubinar Studios, because Tubinar Studios is helping me do modeling stuff, and that's already helping so much. Like adding one person to the team, like it's already been such a massive difference, and that's why he offered to work for free, but I didn't want anybody working for free, so I decided to pay him a little bit. I'm not going to talk about how much money I'm spending right now, but it's very modest. It's very, very modest. I just, if he was already coming to me asking to work for free, then the least I could do was, give him, I don't know, just give him a little something. I just don't want anybody working on this thing for free. So I'm paying him a little bit of something. It's like the least that I can afford. And it's going really amazingly well. And that's why it was sort of a trial, the first month of working together. It went really, really, really well. So now we're doing another month and I'm paying him a little bit more. And sort of, if that continues, I'll kind of keep raising how much I pay him until it's a point where I think like, because even right now it's like, it's such a deal, it's such a, like, yeah, super thankful to have him on board, and I want to give him more and more. It's just I literally I can't. So when you talk about like trying to get some funding to hire help, like, yeah, it would have to the money would have to come from somewhere else, because I'm not in like an amazing financial position. I really do barely get by every month, basically. When you're living that indie dev life, you gotta change your priorities around. You know, I talked a little bit about that in the last devlog, but I know I haven't gone into too much detail about like what my finances look like, and that's because, yeah, it's a little weird. But you know, I'm out there. I just started. I sold my first course. Started selling my first course last month. That helped a little bit, like a little bit. It did well enough, I'd say, for my first time ever selling a course like that. I'm also, even the other day, that was a part of me going like, you know what, let me polish up Dream Diver and sell it for like $5. Because I've heard sometimes indies just putting out a little title here and there for like a few bucks can help out in the long term. Even if it's just like, oh, that gave me enough money to go like buy lunch today, you know. It's not like I'm so broke where I can't feed myself. That's not the position I'm in. And I have family that'll support me if I'm ever in like a really tight spot. But stuff like the Metroidvania course and selling Dream Diver Deluxe, they're definitely helping offset some of those things that make life a little bit more comfortable, you know. But yeah, that money is also going to paying Tubinar Studios. So I have to watch that too. Okay, so I think what I will do is, I think I'm gonna make it, I'll make it by default a corner piece. And then if I want to make additional pieces that are not corner pieces, that'll be easier for me to just chop it off. That's an easier thing to do than the other way around. Because if I model, or is it, would it be? Yeah. I feel you, man. Yeah, that indie life, bro. Okay. Cool. That all makes sense. Let's take this piece. What do we got here? So this is one full, that's the scale of it. That's the indoor scale. And now, hang in there, buddy. Oh yeah, I'm doing okay, you know. I'm doing pretty good. Every day I do wake up feeling like hella thankful for my life. Makes it easy to get on with things. So if I bring this out a little bit more, just a little bit, then I take this and bevel it. That's what I'm looking for. I think. Yeah. You know what I'm wondering is like, what do these corner windows look like? Oh, you know what it is? It's that they're not even beveled. They're like, maybe some of them are, but they more just have the full-on flat. Okay. Oh, shit, I forgot about that. Right. Some of them do just come to a corner like that. But that's kind of what I'm looking for, is that shape. Right. So how does that manifest itself? Curved glass is expensive as shit. I can't even imagine. That does sound fucking ridiculously expensive. Okay, let me see. Well, the thing is, this one wouldn't have that necessarily. Yeah, actually, I didn't design this to reflect that. So, like, even, what is it, this one? Even here, I guess the jazz bar could be designed like that. This building and this building, but not this one. I think this one is just a straight corner. I'm okay with that. Let's get on with it. Am I though? Shit. What does it look like right here? Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. That's fine. I can get on board with this. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Control B, and then reduce the amount of faces, so it's just like that. But the thing is, this needs to be wider. So like this, take that, and like that. That's pretty good. Maybe like this. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Trying to see these at different angles. Okay. And then, you know what it is too, is like I also don't really know. Right. Cool. This is all starting to make sense. And now I could bring up this. So it's the lip on the bottom. And oops. Lip on the bottom, arches on the top. So take this and take that, extrude down, and then I want to take these faces, extrude, scale, Shift Z, so they extrude outward. There's also some, yeah. Okay. I'll change some of that in just a sec. But you know what? That lip is actually the... How do I change my extrude options? If I hit E, I don't see any like extrude options. So like C, X, Y, Y. Gotta look it up. Blender extrude options. There's axis locking, extrude individual, which is Alt E. Maybe that's what I should do, and then I could just connect each of the pieces after that. Let's try that. So if I take each of these faces and then Alt E that shit, what about extrude manifold? What does that mean? Nope. Alt E, how about along normals? I think that's what I want, huh? Yeah, because it kept, yes, along normals. That's what I wanted. Nice. Okay. So now I could, oops. this one. Cool, so that's the lip. This will be for balconies. Let's put one of our boys here. Nice to know, right? That's a very helpful little thing. Extrude along normals, because that in Cinema 4D there was just a little checkbox option that let me change that when I was, and since that's more often how you extrude, I just had it on all the time automatically. Okay, this seems like a nice patio size or balcony size. Okay, and then after you make the lip, you do the pieces up here. So here, what we'll do is create a cube, scale it down, scale it down, and scooch it up. Okay. Z, Y. Okay. And I think I should go in reverse. So I should start with, let's actually look at the reference. What street did I come from? Shit. I think I came from here, huh? Yeah. Okay. Which ones do I like? Okay, let's take these ones. Shit, where's Blender at? Oh, also it needs to be in proportion to the thing. So this should come out like that. Just a little bit less than the actual lip. Gotta go get some sleep. Really awesome stream. Gonna check out the rest tomorrow. Good luck with that building and take care, dude. Hubblicious Luke, thank you so much. You showed me some hot tips today, and they're just been very, very useful. So seriously, thanks for swinging by. And yeah, hopefully this puts me on a better trajectory for modeling. I want to be able to zip through the modeling stuff. Once I get the building stuff down and I actually get to props and everything, I think those will be a little more exciting streams to tune in for. But thanks for swinging by. Go get some sleep. Okay, so this gets extruded down, and this kind of comes out. And extrude again, comes out again. Push it in. Step after step, you'll get there. Thank you, thank you. Yep. Slow but steady. I got this. Is that not the effect I want? There we go. Okay. Wow, that's way too big. Scale that shit down. There we go. Like that. That's pretty good. Well, you know what? It needs like that. There we go. All right. I think that's right. Yeah. Okay. And then okay, so when they come to the corner, they do a thing where Is there a way to align object with normal? Let's see. Blender align object to normal. You can create a custom transform by selecting the face and Control-Alt spacebar. Set this to be the transform orientation in the 3D header. Set the snap tool. Oh boy. Align an object to a specific face. It could be as simple as snapping. Let me see. Rotate and then Z. Local. Did that line up perfectly or no? It did not, but let's see. I think I was just one. Yeah, now it does. Perfect. Okay. All right, and then this goes like right here. There we go. Are they closer than that? Maybe. Like this and like this. Cool. So you can kind of just put two in between. Same thing with this. All right. Shit. Okay. You know, I am actually getting pretty hungry. Let's say 20 more minutes of this, and then I should break for late lunch, early dinner. Yeah. Okay. And then I should break a hole in this thing. But I do have to remember that this is going to be... Shit, okay, hold on. Okay, maybe I don't need those guys as measuring anymore. I could just do it like this. Yeah, this is a doozy. So I should be able to just duplicate that and bring it. Okay. So that's pretty much done as far as having to use this reference. And now I can just make this what I need it to be by hopping in here, selecting the inner walls. Actually, one thing I'm going to want to do first is select this rim and this and fill it with a face. There we go. Okay, now I can select these faces and I want to go to face, solidify faces. Wait, what did it do? How come it didn't solidify faces? Ah, here we go. Okay, nice. Is that enough? Like half a meter? Is that too much? I think it's just good enough. I think it's pretty good. Okay, we'll call it 0.4. What is 0.5 look like? Does 0.5? I think 0.5 is good. 0.5. Okay. Great. Now this thing actually has some depth. And now we could put holes in it. So for this side, I guess I should just use that Boolean thing, huh? Let's see. So let's put a cube. We'll say about that tall is good. Maybe like right here. Maybe shorter. And bring it down. Give it a little footstep thing. And that's a pretty good width. Yeah, it's a totally fine width. And we'll put one right here. And one right here. I think that'll be decent. Shift D right here. Okay. And then this one. I can't tell if this looks a little crooked. I don't know. That does not look right to me. Gimbal view. Just okay. Global. Why isn't local? This seems okay. You know what? Delete these faces and then select this. Cursor to selected, so it's right in the center. Then grab one of these and all of that. Shift D, place it here. Shift S, selection to cursor. Ah, that didn't work. Huh. Shift D right there. Shift S. Selection to cursor, keep offset? Nope. Selection to cursor. Whoa, how come it didn't put it there? What the fuck? Shift S. cursor to selected selection of cursor. Maybe I just let's do a Shift D and then delete one of them, faces. Okay, and now Shift S, selection cursor. There we go. And rotate Z. And that looks pretty squared up. Right? Is that pretty squared up? Yeah, that seems good to me. Give it that little foot space. Okay. That means these guys can go like right there. All right. Good enough. I feel like moving it like a little bit that way though. Okay. Grab both of those, Control J, now they're all one. Let me look at our floor plan. Yeah. Should probably take some of these boys. Shift D. Rotate around Z. G, Shift Z. Is that straight? I really hope so. Not too big a deal if not. Local, normal, gimbal, global. Local, gimbal, global, local. All right. Let me just so make sure we break a hole. Cool. And so now I can take this, get the modifier, add the Boolean modifier, and we'll take this boy and then I think that's it. How do I bake this shit again? Blender, apply, modifier. Oh, apply. And now these, turn off really quick. Cool, there we go. All right, looking pretty good. Nice, nice, nice. You know what, I think I am good. I feel good about that. I need to eat. So, kind of an uneventful stream today, but I also think a lot of really great lessons learned. You know, this was a more of like an internal conflict kind of stream. Who do we got? Anybody in the stream right now? Is it empty? Had Hobolicious Luke, Broken Bones, Eddie RC7 was here, Frank Reynolds was here, Two-Sided Games. Who else? I feel like Rusty swung by earlier. Josh Eggert, I'm gonna reply to Josh in a moment on Discord. Dio swung by. Skinny Bandit. Yeah, Holicious Luke, Skinny Bandit, Frank Reynolds, Eddie, Two-Sided Games, right? Sunny, drop by to just say, hey, what's up, Sunny? Dio, Josh Eggert. And Razor Edits. Razor Edits was here earlier. Right on. It was a nice stacked cast today. So thanks everybody who swung by. Paris is looking okay, it's not bad. I think I said this even before I started modeling all this stuff. Once I get done modeling the buildings part, it's going to be way more streamlined. That's always like the big hurdle, is getting the actual building shape stuff down, because after that it's just filling it with props, and you could just make the prop, you could just make it as is and then just find out where to put it, and that's such an easier process. So once I get this done, it'll be solid, but also it is cool to watch this come together. So let's see, where am I? Cool. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to yourselves. Drink lots of water. Stay very hydrated. Don't eat too much and don't eat too little. Don't be too hungry. You can't function like that. So don't starve yourself, but also don't eat too much and to the point where you're all lethargic. Take it easy. The part of your brain that processes how that talks to your stomach to find out how full you are, there's sort of a delay, so don't eat too fast either, because then you'll be full before you know it. So like your body will be at that point where you'll end up feeling all lethargic and tired and shit before you even feel like you've eaten that much. It'll feel like you can keep eating. It's a really weird fuck up disconnect that happens. Thankfully, though, we're not like fish, because fish have it the worst. They'll just keep eating and eating and eating and eating. Dusty Wee came in late. He says, hello and bye, I came in late. Yeah. How's it going, Dusty Wee? I'm just doing the sign off, the take care of yourself sign off. Don't be like a fish is what I'm saying. Because fish, you could feed them until they die of overeating. Like if you keep giving them food, they will keep eating. So don't be like that. Cool it on the booze and dope. Don't use it to go to bed, if it makes you sleepy. You use it as a tool to fall asleep. That's like, I get it, but also that fucks up your sleep cycle. And it's just not chill. And most importantly, go hang out with your friends and family, the people that you love. Get some time in with them in person if you can. If not, get in a FaceTime call or even a phone call. And just be nice to yourself. All right, everybody. And Dusty Wee, I guess if that's you in the chat, I'll talk to you very soon. Talk to you in the Discord and stuff. Quick plug, by the way, if you want to support me, you can get the Metroidvania course that I make. It's a physics-based Metroidvania course. Learn how to make that shit yourself. Course link is in the description. Also, I don't have a link in the description, but check out Dream Diver. It's one of my latest videos. Dream Diver Deluxe is for sale now for $5. So if you want to support me and also play what I think is a pretty fun game, pretty original game, if I do say so myself, check out Dream Diver Deluxe. $5. Cool. All right, everybody. I will get it when I'm not broke, says Dusty Wee. Yeah, don't even worry about it, man. You showing up here is plenty for me. All right. Good night. Peace.